In this week's video, I want to talk about getting more than just that picture when it comes to getting to your location. First, I want to explain more in depth about what I mean when I say that picture. So in cities, there are certain iconic marks and tourist spots that a lot of people will go to for that picture. And you've definitely experienced and seen some of these type of photos before. Just go on Instagram and just check there. They're filled with these type of pictures. And there's nothing wrong with taking and trying to get your own version of these pictures. I even do it myself. These pictures are popular for a reason. They're very nice and aesthetically pleasing to look at. But the topic of this video lies in a related topic, not exploring the surrounding parts of that said location. I've seen a lot of other people at these popular locations just take that singular shot and leave. That's it. They don't really take the time to explore the surrounding areas or test other types of compositions, and honestly, that's quite a shame, I feel. I feel like you don't really get to know and see the location for what it is if you opt to do that type of thing. Not only that, but for photographers especially, you can potentially miss out on so many shots you'd be able to get. Some that you might even like more than the photo you initially wanted to get in the first place. To explain more about this, I'll be sharing some personal stories during my recent trip to South Korea and Japan. The first story comes from a small seaside village called Cheongsapo. Cheongsapo is a very nice, relaxing area in Busan by the sea, where you can watch these floating train-like carts called sky capsules just stroll through. In addition to that, there's a regular seaside train that comes through. In Cheongsapo, there's a very popular photo spot where a lot of people try to capture their own version of a very popular photo, whether that's the scene itself or a selfie there. And that's where my first obstacle came. With this particular photo spot, I desperately tried to capture this image just to have my own version on two separate locations. But with how popular the place is, unsurprisingly, the place was packed both times. Even when I got there early in the morning on a weekday, before the train even started operating. So instead of trying to fight the scene and stress over why people constantly and purposely broke the traffic laws, causing headaches for the drivers on the road, I just decided to move on and see what else I can find. And because of that, I ended up getting some photos I really liked. Particularly these photos of the sky capsules in the vegetation field right next to the train station. The locations of these shots with the sky capsules was only a 2-minute walk away, while the shot of the vegetation field is literally at the same spot as the popular photo spot in Cheongsapo. So it goes to show you that you can only walk a couple of seconds away and find a totally different photo opportunity that you might like a lot. The second story comes from Enoshima, a seaside city in Japan that's popular for the beaches as well as an island called Enoshima. In Enoshima, there's a very popular photo spot that's near the Kamakura Kokomaya station, made famous by animes such as Slam Dunk and Seishun Buteyaro. It's actually pretty similar to the Cheongsapo photo spot, but I found the Enoshima location way more crowded, so I actually couldn't even get a picture that I thought was good. But near the other train stations around Kamakura Kokomaya station, I was able to get some pictures I absolutely love. My favorite one being a good 20 or 30 minute walk away or so, down near Inamura Gasaki station. It includes not only the Enoden train, but Mount Fuji, which is visible on a clear day from Enoshima. Another spot I loved was a crosswalk right near Shichigahama station, much closer to Kamakura Kokomae compared to Inamura Gasaki. I love the clean look as it's not too crowded, so there aren't many distractions around the area to get in your pictures. The third and last story I want to discuss comes from Odaiba, a man-made island in the Tokyo Bay. There are a couple of pretty popular photo spots in Odaiba, but the one that I went to on this particular day was the Fuji TV observatory deck. It's a great location to get a nice view of the Rainbow Bridge with the Tokyo Tower right in the background. I actually waited up in the observatory deck for 4 hours for 2 reasons. One, I wanted to get a picture of the scene at daytime, golden hour, and at nighttime. And 2, I didn't even realize how early it was when I went up to the observatory deck, and I was pretty sure I'd have to buy another ticket had I left. So I just decided to bear through it. During the time I waited, I looked around the observatory deck to see if there was anything else I can get a photo of. Being in a limited space in an observatory deck, there wasn't really much. But because of the conditions at the time, I was able to capture a great sunset with Mount Fuji, which definitely wasn't expected, as I didn't even know you can see Mount Fuji from there until I saw it. After I got down from the Fuji TV observatory deck, I randomly strolled to the Rainbow Bridge observation deck and thought about what I should get for dinner, which ended up being very delicious, by the way, in case you were curious. During that time when I was thinking about what I should get for dinner, I was sitting on the bench randomly when I looked up at the Rainbow Bridge and was thinking about how nice the view was. Initially, I really didn't want to try to switch lenses, as I knew from the scene my 24-70 wouldn't be enough and I would need my 70-200. I didn't want to regret anything though, so I just threw on the lens and decided to see what I can capture. Luckily I did, because the shot I was able to get was definitely one of my favorites during my trip. It was only a 5-minute walk or so from the Fuji TV observatory deck, and to get such a different perspective just really locks in the idea that you can get such different compositions if you just move somewhere else, even if it's close by. There are other the reasons why I personally recommend exploring more around and seeing what type of photos you can get, rather than just going to the popular photo spot and getting the shot, like smaller to no crowds of people at lesser known locations and so on. But like I mentioned earlier, there's so much to explore out there that limiting yourself to only one spot in a location is such a shame. You're really limiting yourself to what type of photos you can get, especially since we all see and view things differently. So some photos might be very unique to you, and who knows, maybe that photo might end up becoming your favorite photo from that spot. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration to explore around the next location you go to, whether that be during your travels or a street photography walk around your city. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Later.